Hello everybody and welcome to another episode with Lotus Operations, and in today's video I am going to be teaching y'all how you can make a solar water still just using a sheet of plastic and the materials from the earth. Hello everybody! So, as I mentioned before, we are going to be attempting to build a solar still just using a piece of plastic and the earth beneath us. We are going to be digging a hole and we're going to be putting a piece of plastic over it, and then we are going to wait the 2-hour time frame that it takes to get a good amount of evaporation from the water moisture from the ground and to be able to collect in the container that we will have within it. And in this video I'm going to be showing you how to do it, and we are going to see exactly how effective it is. Now, we have been getting a lot of rain lately, so we are going to have a lot more moisture than normal, as if you were in an environment that did not have that much moisture. But we are going to see exactly how much water will collect in 2 hours. And then from there, we will see if this is a really effective way of collecting water to be able to survive in a worst case scenario. So let's gather our materials and let's begin the process. Everybody, as you can see, we have our piece of plastic. We've got our bowl to collect the water. And we have our shovel. Here's our bowl to collect the water. Here's our piece of plastic, and here's our shovel to dig the hole. So now, the first thing that you need to do in a survival situation when you're making a solar still to collect the water is you need to first find an area that has greenery. If you can find an area where there is a lot of greenery, you're going to have more water collection than in an area where there is not that much greenery. But I'm not going to be digging a hole in my yard for this video, so I decided to go to my flower bed area. But I still know there's a lot of moisture here for this video, so we are going to do this for a demonstration purpose. But remember, in a survival situation, if there is greenery around you, there is sources of water, and you would be able to collect water to be able to drink. So let's begin the process, and we will show you exactly what needs to be done to create your very own solar still. So, first thing you want to do is you want to dig a hole in the ground. The bigger you can get it, the more water you can collect. But since this is for tutorial purposes only, I'm only going to be digging a good medium-sized hole. So let's begin digging. Just hope I don't hit no water lines, environment around me. So, this looks like it's a good sized hole for the video. So what we're going to do is we are going to get the ground somewhat level. Then what you want to do, you want to get your bowl, you want to place it in the center where you're going to want it. Now, in a real survival situation, you would have a tube inside here to the bowl, which would run out your solar still, so you can be able to drink it without ever breaking the integrity of the solar still, and then you can collect water 24/7 and never actually have to repeat the process and lose water evaporation. So let's begin this process here. So the next thing you want to do is clear your dirt away, because you don't need any dirt into your water thing that will contaminate it. Clear your dirt away, clear your dirt away, clear your dirt away, clear your dirt away, clear your dirt away. Then you're going to take your piece of plastic and you're going to put it over your thing. Now, here comes the fun part. We're going to put the dirt back on top. Going to do this. You're going to weigh down later and not with your dirt. Put the dirt on top, create the barrier around it, add the weight that you need. You be directly over going to be directly over your bulb. I don't need too much dirt. There we go. So now, with the rock in the center of your solar still, the heat is going to start building up inside this, and we'll start evaporating the water within. And as it evaporates, the water is going to condensate down to the middle and then drip right into your container, and then you'll be able to drink water. So here we are. We are going to wait 2 hours. What we are going to do is we are going to set the timer for 2 hours, and then when we come back, we are going to 2 hours. We are going to check and see exactly how much water produces in a 2-hour time frame. So the timer has begun. As you can see, 2 hours and 30 seconds. We will be back. Meanwhile, we're going to let this sit, and we are going to go from there. Okay, everybody, here is another clip of my solar still that I'm making. I'm adding a little bit of extra dirt just to make sure we have plenty of weight and a perfect seal going around it at the moment. I didn't realize that my previous video that I accidentally cut out some of the solar steel in there. So you can get a better view of what I was talking about and be able to see it without being like, oh shoot, he cut it out. I can't see now what he's talking about. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. What is going to be looking like. Going to be looking like this with a seal all the way around it, and like I said, the condensation will funnel down and then fall into the container below, and we want to make sure we have a good amount of weight around it to ensure that no moisture escapes from the sides. So now, as you saw before, we're waiting our 2 hours, so I'm going to go knock out what other projects I need around the house, and we are going to check back and show you an hour into it, and then we're going to see the results after 2 hours, because according to what I read, in 2 hours you should already be collecting a good amount of water to quench your thirst, but not to fully live off of. So we are going to see exactly how much water in 2 hours can we evaporate from the ground. Hello everybody and welcome back, and as I mentioned, in an hour we are going to be testing to just show you. As you can see here, we've got our timer, which actually, you know what, let me just bring up the bigger timer because the sunlight sucks here. We've got our timer, which is at 53 minutes and 38 seconds. If you can be able to see that on this screen or not, I don't know, but we are now have a little bit of condensation going on in the thingamajig, in the solar still. So let's take this off, the camera off, and let's give you a good aerial view of the solar still. So this is what the solar still is looking like. Now, we may not have as much water production because we had some shade when we started this, but as you can see here, if the camera focuses, you can see that there's condensation building up upon the plastic already, and this is after an hour. Now, how much condensation is going to build up? Don't know. You know, I say 2 hours, but if it still doesn't look like there's a crap ton of condensation build up on there, I may extend it out to, like, say 4 hours from now, and then we'll go from there. But we're going to check back at 2 hours. And we're going to see if we're going to break the seal or if we're going to let it sit and keep on building up the moisture or not. The one thing I'm just scared about is I did not put this rock directly above the pan and we lose all our water drops. But we'll see when we open, and then we will see exactly how effective this is or not. So I'll get back with y'all in another hour. Howdy and welcome back. It is currently 70 degrees outside. I don't know if you can see this or not. There you go, 70 degrees outside here in California, and we are at our 2 hour mark. And as you can see, we've got a lot of water condensation building up inside there, and as you can see, some of the water has started creating trails going down. So we could be having water droplets in our container or not. Don't know. That's a good question. Now I'm trying to, oh, there goes the water. There goes a little bit of water. As you can see, it's trying to slowly go down. I don't know if the camera is picking it up or not. We are going to let it watch and fall. Come on, water droplets. I just saw you. I just saw you trying to go down. Okay, guys, so I'm still trying to decide, while we're waiting for this one water droplet to go down or not, if we should leave this another hour. Oh, there's one. And it moves. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. As you can see it going down to our center point. So, as you can see, it is currently working at the moment. Oh, there goes another one. There goes another one. I don't know if you can see it or not. It just went on down, and now you can see that this device is working. It is working big time. Now, the question is how well is it working? That is the question. Is 2 hours enough to collect water, or should we leave it longer? Should I leave this another hour, or should I remove it now? I honestly have not decided yet at all. But as you can see, like I said, the water droplets are built up. The entire water is sterilized due to evaporation. So evaporated water is safe to drink. You do not need to put iodine or sterilization of any type in there, so you can drink it straight from the source of it dropping. Now, if your plastic is not 100% clean, I mean, it's best to have as clean as possible. So what you should do is buy a new piece of plastic, and you should basically clean it well with alcohol, sterilize it, vacuum seal it, and be done. So you have a good sterile piece of plastic that you can use when shit does go down. And you absolutely do need to build one of these to survive. But if you don't have a perfectly clean piece of plastic, it's better than not having water at all. You can't be picky when shit hits the fan and you're trying to find ways to survive. You're going to have to accept some form of impurities / contamination within reason, of course. So I'm still trying to decide right now. I don't know what I'm going to do. Don't know what I am going to do. So I decided I'm going to break it apart so we can do a good measurement of how much water for every 2 hours of solar purification we get, and then we can be able to calculate exactly how long it would take to get a cup of water. Now, it'd be freaking awesome if there was a cup of water in there already, because that would be even better, but I know there's not going to be that much. So let's break the dirt. Let's see exactly what there is. I'm going to see if I can get a few more water droplets running down so y'all can be able to see it. And we are going to do the math, and so y'all know exactly how well this works. Now, before I break this loose so we can get as much water collecting in there as possible, remember this. When you are making these solar stills, the smaller they are, the less water you're going to collect. So it would be best if you can get a larger surface area, because the larger surface area that you have, the more evaporation there will be, therefore you're going to collect water way faster. So now my hole here, opening, is approximately a 2.5 feet round. So in reality, you should be having almost a 3 foot at the minimum to maybe a 4 foot circle. And then therefore you would collect 2 times as much water compared to what I am collecting here. Maybe this may even be a 1.5 foot. Maybe I mismeasured and it's a 1.5 foot. And you know what? How about we get a tape measure and we'll see exactly how big this is. Let's see exactly. This hole here, I was right, 22 inches. So this hole here is approximately 2 foot. So if you make a 4-foot hole, you're going to get 2 times the amount of evaporation and water potentially inside your container. So now we're going to see if we can catch any more water droplets. And then up there went one right there. I think you saw it on the film. Hope you were able to. I don't know if I had the camera in the right spot at the right time. But we are going to now reveal the end result of this and see exactly how much water is inside the container. And then we are going to calculate how much water is in there by using teaspoons. And then we are going to do the math from there to see exactly what our water collection rate of speed is for an entire day of sunlight. Now, this is all based upon a 70-degree ambient temperature outside. The hotter it is outside, the faster the water will evaporate. So the more water you will collect, the colder it is, the less evaporation you're going to have. So you have to take all of those factors into consideration. But for today's tutorial video, it is going to be based off of a 70-degree outdoor temperature. Come on, give me one more water droplet. That's why I'm doing all this blabbing, trying to find one more water droplet to go down into our container. One more water droplet. One more water droplet. Let's go. One more water droplet. One more water droplet. Okay, I guess we're not getting a water droplet. So, here we go. Let's get ready to break this loose. Now, I'm keeping this film rolling 24/7, so you don't think I try to manipulate the film in any way, because I do not like to lie to my YouTubers. Come on, one more water droplet. As you saw, this dirt this morning was like wet. Now look at it. It's all nice and dry because all the water evaporated. Except for what's inside the hole, the dark, wet hole. Yeah. Here we go. We are removing this. Oh, there went some water droplets. So now we are going to reveal our dirt. Now, unfortunately, as long as we don't get contaminations in there, we'll see exactly what... So now, once you break the seal, your seal is done and over, and you have to start the process over again. That's why it's recommendable in an actual survival situation to have a tube in there into your container. Then you can leave this sealed up 24/7, continuously drinking water and staying alive. Well, not continuously, but you get what I'm trying to say. You will be able to have a constant water supply. And if you have enough plastic saved, instead of building a really, really big one, you want to build a whole bunch of small ones. You could basically have 2, 3, 4, or 5 of these built, therefore allowing yourself to have a larger area of collection water, and you don't have to have a really, really, really big one dug out, and you can do multiple small ones. Trying to do this slowly so I do not contaminate the water inside. Now, okay, here we go. The moment of truth. Dun, 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 dun. And as you can see, 2 hours. 2 freaking hours of solar evaporation. We get this much water. And the little bit of dirt did travel down into it. 2 freaking hours. We only got this much, but we're going to see exactly how much it is. A ton of moisture on the inside, so it was going to continuously be going, you know, as you can see, all the moisture on the inside of the plastic, and the heat inside is a lot of heat. 2 freaking hours, we barely got any water, so I'm going to use this little medicine thing to measure the amount of water that is basically going to be going into here. So maybe, never know, maybe 2 hours to begin the process of evaporation, good enough to where it would actually be able to like actually start doing amount of water here. So maybe in reality we should leave it like 4 hours, but we're going to give a good estimate right now. This is based off of 70-degree temperature. So here's what we're going to do. So 2 hours, we got a total of in 2 hours, we basically collected a half a teaspoon for every 2 hours. Now you can see why they say that this will not be a way to survive off of it. So in theory, if this is 2 hours and you collect water like they say you're supposed to be able to do, if I had this a 4-foot circle, I would be able to collect 1 teaspoon every 2 hours. Now, with 1 teaspoon every 2 hours for a 4-foot circle, because remember, this circle was a little bit smaller than normal, so it didn't have as high of an evaporation rate as everything else. Let's do the math here. Coming on back outside. So we are going to, you know what, we're going to go back on inside right now. It's a little bit bright outside. So let's bring up the calculator for 1 teaspoon for every cup. Now, here's the math from calculator. So as you can see here, to get 1 cup of liquid, once the camera adjusts, okay, to get 1 cup for your liquid, you are going to need 48 teaspoons. 48 teaspoons to have 1 cup. Okay? 48 teaspoons. 48 teaspoons now would take 48 hours just to collect a cup of straight sunlight upon your solar steel. Now that's just at a 4-foot steel. So that's why they say, now that could be based off, this is all based off of 70-degree ambient temperature. I can maybe do another video when it gets 100 degrees outside. We can see exactly if we can collect 3 times the amount. And we'll go from there. I mean, but this is all based off of 70 degrees outside ambient temperature at 2 hours from the beginning till now. Now, when did the evaporation start? I don't know. I have to research and see, you know, like if maybe not. Because I'll just have to look and do some more research to find the most efficient way of collecting a lot of water using this method. Because right now, this would not be my preferred method of collecting water. Now, this may be a good way of basically as supplementing water in. Like if you need a sip, you need a little bit to quench your thirst, to quench your lips, you know, stuff like that. It may work that way. But overall, it won't be my first choice for collecting water unless I have no other resources. Now, this could be because there's not that much water in the ground. Okay? Now, let's say you're in the swamplands where it's full of more water. You may get 10 times more water evaporation because there's more water to evaporate. So it all depends upon your location, the amount of water in the ground, your outdoor temperature, whether it's cloudy, whether it's 100% sun, whether it's hot, whether it's cold. You know, there's a lot of factors that goes into this. But now, after watching this video, I hope that you understand another method of being able to collect water to be able to survive. Now, combine this with my other water survival tips that I'm going to be showing you, and you'll have plenty of water to be able to drink, to live, to survive off of. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if I get any more clearer information on time frames and other stuff like that, I'll put it down in the descriptions and to keep you up to date, or I'll do another video with a better temperature, better time frame, stuff like that, so we can have a more up-to-date, improved video. Lotus Operations out, and y'all stay safe out there.